So here's some news that's very near and dear to my heart. Let me put my little banner across. Here we go. Guys, this is nerve-wracking. The environmental bullshit it touches all of our lives, but I think you've gone too far when you try fucking with New York City pizza, okay? This is not okay. I've just learned of this issue. I feel like I'm just catching up after my wedding madness. And did a little bit of a honeymoon. By the way, we went to the Pocono Palace in the Poconos. It was great. We were in a champagne tub. Sounds cheesy, but everyone needs to do it, I think, at least once in their life. Like stay in a champagne tub room. And it was cute. It was fun. It's nice to just like get away. I don't need all the bells and whistles. I don't need the fanciest, bougiest situation. I like personality. Anyway, this is very shocking and saddening to learn what's going on. I mean, if they fuck with New York City's pizza, they might as well just, I don't know, start all over. Green madness. You'd have to burn a pizza stove 849 years to equal 1 year of John Kerry's private jet. Okay, so I guess they're trying to crack down on New York City's coal burning pizza ovens, which is why. I haven't had pizza in like it's been months, but like I used to eat it probably like once a week for my whole life, like my whole adult life. Maybe that's why I was 15 pounds overweight, but it was so good. Um, God, looking at this really makes me want pizza. The New York City Department of Environmental Protection has drafted rules that would require some eateries with coal burning stoves to buy emission control devices. Yeah. Okay, let's crack down on New York City pizza and not all of the industry and factories out of China and India. Okay. Because they know they can't touch China and India, but what they can do is fuck with very woke, very obedient New York City. Environmental bureaucrats are out to save you from pizza. The city government is set to restrict emissions from coal and wood-fired pizza ovens in restaurants in the city. This is not going to go over well. New Yorkers are once again suffering at the hands of unelected food police in the name of public health and climate change. But New Yorkers have already endured former Mayor Michael Bloomberg's attempt to ban soda sales of over 16 ounces for their own good and are facing Governor Kathy Hochul's gas stove and furnace bans in the state, all in the name of climate change. Yeah, remember that? I remember the soda ban. I mean, no one should be drinking soda, but that's your own personal choice. And now another one bites the crust. I love the puns. Another one bites the crust. As New York City officials are going after pizzerias using the century old cooking method, citing the oven's allegedly excessive carbon emissions. Yeah, right. How much carbon could they possibly be emitting? But how many pizzas would you have to order to equal just one trip on John Kerry's private jet? Yeah, I don't think any of these guys, any of the elite, are going to stop using their private jets. But yes, crack down on pizza, please. In 2021, Carrie's private jet emitted an estimated 116 metric tons of carbon in less than a year. Private jets emit up to 40 times as much CO2 per passenger as commercial flights. Whoa, that's crazy. Just take the bus, John Kerry, like the rest of us. By comparison, the carbon footprint of a wood burning stove, a reasonable facsimile of a pizza oven, is barely measurable. The 8 billion trees project estimates that the carbon footprint of wood burning stoves can be up to 15.6 grams an hour or 374 grams a day. This is measured in grams, not metric tons. You'd have to burn that stove for 310,160 days. That is 849 years to equal what hypocrite Carrie puts out in a year. But wait, it gets better. Physicist Dr. Will Happer, emeritus of Princeton University and the chair of the CO2 Coalition, told the New York Post that restrictions on wood or coal fired pizza ovens may increase the carbon footprint of pizza in New York City to the extent that the wood fired ovens are replaced by electrically heated ovens, which I suppose is what is intended. CO2 emissions will probably increase. This is such bullshit. Even for New York City, most of the electrical power probably comes from burning gas or coal. For a gas fired pizza oven, all of the heat of combustion is used to bake the pizza. For an electrically heated oven, you have to convert electrical power back to heat. It's hard to see how emissions could decrease if people want to continue eating the same amount of pizza. And you're not going to stop that. You're not going to stop people, especially when you go to New York City. That's on people's top to do list is get that pizza. So before we add the culinary tradition of coal-fired pizza to the growing list of our alleged climate sins, maybe we should heed the words of Biden climate envoy John Kerry. The fact is, the fact is that even if every American citizen biked to work, carpooled to school, used only solar panels to power their homes, and if we each planted a dozen trees, if we somehow eliminated all of our domestic greenhouse gas emissions, guess what? That still wouldn't be enough to offset the carbon pollution coming from the rest of the world, Kerry said in 2015. Yep, the main offenders are India and China, not our little New York City pizza. Gas stoves, wood burning stoves, these are drops in the bucket when it comes to emissions. Actually, smaller than that, teardrops. Yet bureaucrats and politicians are intent on making us suffer for their performative pleasure. We are seeing simultaneous meat restriction proposals in Germany and Ireland. Embracing the net zero agenda, Ireland announced it was culling 200,000 cows, 65,000 over 3 years to meet its climate goals. So, this is going to be a combination of killing the animals and I guess just breeding them down or breeding them less. Not to be outdone, the German Nutrition Society recommends over 90% reduction in daily meat eating. You know what that makes? That makes me want to eat more meat. As always, it's the average person who will have to suffer for the religion of the elites. I never felt healthier, honestly, like had less problems overall than when I switched to eating more meat. For the last really basically like year and a half, I used to eat so much fruit, so much salads. I would have smoothies like a couple times a week. I would go to Juice Generation. I thought I was being so healthy. Like I would get the peanut butter, almond, whatever smoothie. Not I didn't think they were crazy sugary. It was just like, banana, protein, whatever, peanut butter. And that was my usual. And I swear, when I got off all that stuff and just ate like meat, eggs, fish, chicken, nuts, the weight just dropped and doing some intermittent fasting. Getting off sugar was big, sugar candy, but like I really haven't been eating much fruit at all the last year. And I think it's really helped me. For me, anyway. But this is yeah, they want to get people off meat. As always, it's the average person who will have to suffer for the religion of the elites. To New York City bureaucrats, the message is simple: lay off the restrictions on pizza, gas stoves, appliances, gas powered cars, and meat eating in a silly effort to regulate the climate. This may sound cheesy, but the secret sauce in this battle to save New York's iconic pizza traditions is to deliver a loud and clear no to the city bureaucrats. I agree. And you know who I think will definitely have an opinion on this is our good friend Dave Portnoy. Oh, he for sure has something to say about this. Let me go to the chat. Hello, chat. Yeah, this is just BS. What's up, Matthew Hammond? Is there anything left in New York City worth going to now that pizza is gone besides seeing Chrissie Mayr live? And you know what? I like don't really perform in New York City that much. I guess I could if I wanted to. There are still a couple clubs that I think would have me. I would say there are some foods that New York City does pretty well, but I mean, you could probably get them other places. For years, I lived kind of in like a New York City bubble, like the rest of the world, the rest of the country ain't shit compared to New York City. And then you get out into the country and you're like, oh, other places have parks and pizza. Let's see what Mr. Pizza Review has to say about this. Mr. Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy rips New York City's proposed crackdown on coal-fired pizza joints. Are you fucking nuts? He says. Let's see what Dave. I think he's going to be upset about this.
Currently, in New York City, some little liberal arts Ivy League pink-haired, crazy liberal who's never worked one day in the real world is on an environmental commission. And they woke up from their little nappy poo, wherever that may be.
They're
They're like,
nappy,
I
bro.
figured out how to save the world today. We have to get rid of coal oven pizzerias in New York City. We got to stop that.
This is so
The
upsetting.
emissions, I guess, is pollution, blah,
This makes
blah,
me want to eat
blah.
more
You
pizza.
know what? Pizzerias use coal ovens, all the best. All the
Yeah.
best. John's a Bleecker, Patsy's, Totano's,
Ooh.
you name it. Any pizza place, they're like, oh, this is Manhattan. This is old school. This is what people think about when they
It's
think of
tradition.
NYC. They have a coal oven. They've been
Yeah.
grandfathered in. They've been
They
there
have
for
one at
100
the Stand
years
Comedy Club
minimum,
in New York
most of them.
City.
In this environmental commission, la-di-da-da person wakes up and wants to ban coal ovens? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Do
that's
you
not
know
gonna
what's
go
going on
over.
in New York? You got rats. You got trash in
Literally
the
all they
city.
have
You got
left.
cars, planes, private planes. You got people getting slashed on the subway. You got flash mobs robbing stores. And you're coming for coal
Pizza.
oven pizzerias?
Meanwhile, you know all these people, if they were in New York City, they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, let's get some pizza." So Dave Portnoy is not a fan of this at all. Okay. Here we go. Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy sounded off Monday, that's yesterday, on the Big Apple's proposal targeting pizza joints that use pollutant heavy coal. Yeah, right. I don't think so. In a nearly 3-minute diatribe posted on Twitter, Portnoy lambasted the rules drafted by the City Department of Environmental Protection that would order eateries using the old-fashioned baking methods to cut down on carbon emissions by 75%. Like, can people just say no? Can these restaurants just be like, no? I mean, you know what they would do is, I guess, they would move their business somewhere where these, I don't know, where they could have their ovens, right? I mean, it wouldn't be easy, but if you can't run your business, they're just gonna drive business out of the city. You got rats, you got trash in the city, you got fucking cars, planes, private planes, you got people getting slashed on the subway. Okay, this is basically just what we just heard. The proposed rules, which were drafted to comply with a 2015 law, would not force them to close their doors. Oh, but they just have to get an electrical oven. They'd have to buy expensive emission control devices. Yeah. Let's make people post-pandemic like, if your business managed to hang on throughout the pandemic in New York City, yeah, let's have you buy a super expensive new oven or emission control device. Who even knows what the fuck that is? And one pizza restaurateur who has a coal-fired oven turned fume to the post over the weekend. The environmental guardrails it will absolutely affect the taste of the pizza. Less than 100 businesses would be affected if the rules were to go into effect. That's still significant. You know what pizzerias use coal ovens? All the best. Damn, that looks really, really good. Fornino, I've never been to Fornino in Greenpoint. Man, I haven't been to Greenpoint in years. I lived in Williamsburg. When did I move to Williamsburg? I think it was 2011. Yeah, I lived in Williamsburg for at least 2 or 3 years, and then I moved to Queens, and then I was there for, like, 4 years. Portnoy is hardly the only one to express outrage over the proposed rules. One conservative shock artist even tossed nearly 50 slices. Oh, yeah, I remember. I saw that video. Okay. I wonder why they didn't say his name. One conservative shock artist even tossed nearly 50 slices over the fence into City Park near the mayor's office to protest the move on Monday. Portnoy referenced the crusty move in his nearly 3-minute video, vowing to stand by the pizzerias, which he called the guts of the city. You're going to come after pizzerias for fucking global warming? Portnoy wants to ask rhetorically, are you fucking nuts? Oh man, how good does that look? Oh my God. Damn, now I really, really want pizza. I haven't had bread in a minute. Some of the pizza joints facing the heat include Lombardi's in Little Italy, Arturo's in Soho, John's of Bleecker Street. That's one of the best. Malcoletta in Astoria, Patsy's in Turtle Bay on the Upper West Side, Paulie G's in Greenpoint, Grimaldi's. Oh, that's a big one. Near the Brooklyn Bridge and Totono's in Coney Island. If they come after John's of Bleecker, I will comfort their throat and I will never let go until I squeeze the life out of them. Portnoy bad. Leave the fucking pizzerias alone. Wow. And now I really want pizza. Oh my God. Yeah, like fresh mozzarella. Oh my God. I'm so hungry. I was trying to get back on intermittent fasting today. I'm back on my black coffee routine. I'm going to try not to eat till like 2 or 3. And then I'll go to the gym at like this afternoon or before my interview later tonight. Okay. Wowie. That's going to be so sad. I know. No pineapple on pizza. I don't think I've really tried it, but the idea of it is so disgusting to me. It's like you're not supposed to mix fruit with anything. Like in terms of digestion, you're supposed to eat fruit by itself and then wait like an hour before eating something else because when you eat fruit, like even as part of a dessert or like for example with pizza, you digest the fruit first, like before your body can digest the meat, the bread, whatever. So you literally have like the fruit just sort of like putrefying in your stomach because you digest your body goes through that first before the other things because the high water content. It's not good. You got to eat fruit by itself. So anyway, oh, I have to let myself go now. I'm married. I don't know why I just got into the habit of caring. It is hard to just like give up. Like especially I've really been the last year and a half really trying to get my ass in gear. That's why anybody getting married, uh, don't wait till 4, 6 months before your wedding to start getting into shape. You gotta start now. You gotta start like a year plus. Anyway. Yeah, it was Scott Libado. He's the one who did that pizza thing. Right? That's his name. I gotta find that video. Yeah. That's great. I love this guy. He was given a summons? Oh, wow. Okay. I've talked about this. Scott Libado. Based, freedom-loving Scott Libado. Given a summons for tossing pizza at New York City Hall in protest after Democrats began cracking down on coal oven pizzerias. The city used to be tough. We used to be gritty. Now we're a bunch of pussies. Okay, I need a video from like before this. See the whole thing. Here we go. He tweeted this. Okay, so he did this yesterday. Man, I was in the city yesterday. I could have supported him. Pizzas for the mayor. He's got his script.
The woke ass idiots who run this city are doing everything in their power to destroy it. We have naked men with their titties bouncing around all over the city yesterday, in public, in front of children. We have the most violent, raging crime rate ever. We are being invaded by illegal immigrants who are being treated way better than our homeless veterans, our teachers, and first responder heroes who were fired, still not compensated because they didn't take the Fauci injection. Our city schools produce the dumbest kids, and the woke-ass punks who run New York City are afraid of pizza. The world used to respect New Yorkers as tough, thick-skinned, and gritty. Now we have become pussified. It's a damn shame.
Oh, my internet. Scott Libado, by the way, is an artist.
Heard of the Boston Tea Party? Well, this is the Boston New York. This is the New York Pizza Party. Give us pizza or give us death.
I can't believe he wasted 4 pies on this. This is tragic to see, but really it's just a small mark of what's to come.
Give
Oh
us
God,
pizza
how good does this look?
or give us death.
So instead of
Give us
throwing
pizza
tea into the harbor,
or give
he's
us
throwing
death.
pizza into City Hall.
Give
God, it looks
us
so
pizza
good.
or give us death.
Man, I'm really hungry. Like, I would eat this pizza off the ground right now. Like, if nobody was looking, I would just sort of sashay. Look at the plane.
Every small business.
That's
what this city keeps doing.
Yep.
Can't have a small business. Can't have pizza.
It's just pizza. He's not hurting anybody.
New York City is nothing without pizza.
In fact, the pigeons, and they're going to clean this right up. They're going to eat it. The rats. Look at Scott. Good for him. Always staying based. Always making a point.
Boston Tea Party. This is the New York Pizza Party.
Isn't it amazing how quickly the cops come to shut down Scott Libado for throwing pizza, yet when there's looting and crime, they're like nowhere to be found because they look at Scott and they go, oh, this will be easy to shut down. We can sort of do our job here. Wowie. Good for you. Good for you, Scott. I want to get that other. Okay, so here's the other video. I guess this is what happened after. Oh, somebody made this into a TikTok.
Destroying the fucking world.
I know the cola.
We got crime all over the
Yep.
place.
The drug problem, the fentanyl.
Hey,
Bro,
Alex
wasn't a Boston
Stein.
Tea
Alex
Party.
Stein is there. Do you hear his voice? Oh, man. I'm playing it again.
Destroying the fucking world.
I know the
Meanwhile,
cola.
we got crime all over the fucking place.
The drug problem, the fentanyl
This
problem.
wasn't a Boston Tea Party. This was a New York Pizza Party.
Look at this. Getting arrested. You gotta love New York City.
Wow.
I'm not getting arrested. Give me a
Okay.
second.
Oh. Court summons. Let us have our cold oven pizzas.
Naked dudes with their titties dancing around
Yep.
in the fountains in the city
That's
yesterday
okay.
in front of fucking children. But this guy's worried about fucking pizza.
Mhm.
The city used to be tough. We were gritty. We turned into a bunch of pussies.
Yep. But they're gonna give him a summons for just tossing pizza. But you know, you could shake your balls in front of a child, no problem.